What's going on, guys? So today I wanted to make a video showing how you can put your old CRT television to use, especially if it has component, which is not necessary. Composite will do as well. And your Wii, which is capable of component out in order to play retro games if your Wii is jailbroken or homebrewed or whatever you want to call it. In order to get Homebrew installed on your Wii, you will need an SD card. This is one that I actually stole from one of my 3DSs or 2DSs. Now, I'm not going to show you the step-by-step on how to homebrew your Nintendo Wii. Just Google Nintendo Wii homebrew and the setup is pretty easy. The purpose of this video today is really just to show you that there is still a way to emulate games onto a CRT, and I think that the Nintendo Wii is the best way to do that. So if you're a fan of emulation and you got tired of emulating to a flat panel LCD or OLED, and you want to put a CRT to use to get those scan lines and no input lag, then I think honestly the Wii is the best way to do it right now. Let's get into it. For starters, all I have is Nintendo, Genesis, Super Nintendo, a Game Boy, Game Boy Advanced, and N64. Without further ado, let me show you some gameplay and I'll go over all the different controllers that I use. You might be thinking to yourself, I don't want to use the Wiimote for this, and which you can use it just playing it on the side like this, you know, BA, select start, directional pad. Or you can hook up a Wii gamepad like this if you have those laying around, which is good for N64 because you get the analog sticks and the C stick right here on the right. Or, and I have a bonus for you, if you were lucky enough to pick up an SNES Mini, it came with this controller here, with this Wii port, right? So stick that to the back of your Wiimote or the front, what is that, front, bottom? And your games will work, especially Super Nintendo. But not N64 obviously, because there's no joystick. So let's go into one of the emulators and go over all the different type of settings that they have. I won't do it for all of them, as they're all pretty much similar. So we'll start with Super Nintendo. Let's do one of my favorite games, not Castlevania Dracula X, which is also very good. Still my favorite Super Nintendo game as of now, like for action, Super Castlevania. Okay, so I zoomed in a little bit so you can see the pixel differences in the options. So if you press the home button on the Wiimote, that'll take you to, you can save your state, which I have a state there. I was working on a playthrough earlier. You can load it, obviously. Game settings, you can remap the buttons. Probably the one you're most interested in is video. So the rendering, I leave it original. You can change it to filtered, which gives it like the smeared effect. If you notice there, like everything's a lot more rounded. So yeah, if the smeared effect is your taste, and there you have it. I, for one, don't like it. I'm going to change it back to unfiltered or original. Scaling, you can change to 16:9. That's if you had a widescreen. I think this is more for like HD televisions, where if you want to like correct the scaling for those. I don't think there are too many widescreen CRTs. And default, of course, is just a 4:3, which this CRT loves. Filtering again, like let's try HQ2X bold. Oh, that's not too bad, but it does run sluggish if you do change it to that. Which again, I don't think there's a need for this. I think it runs fine and looks better without this. And screen zoom, you can change up and down, vertical and horizontal. So like if you find that your game isn't fitting properly, you can adjust this accordingly to get everything to fit. Screen position as well, it'll move the screen left and right, up and down. Crosshair is apparently on. I have no idea what that is. Video mode, NTC 480i or progressive 480p. So if you're also lucky enough to have a CRT with progressive scan, boom, there you go. But I think that's like very rare. So if you have that, kudos to you. I'm gonna leave mine on automatic. All right, so here we are. I got to a brighter section of the game so you can tell the difference. And like I said, all the emulators share all the similar video settings and other input settings. If you are a fan of RetroArch, you'll find that it isn't as elaborate, but there's enough here to tinker with. So there you have it, guys. That's my look at using a jailbroken or homebrewed Nintendo Wii console on a CRT television. Yes, there are other consoles you can do it with, like for example, I believe the original Xbox 360 or even the PS2 if you add a hard drive and do all sorts of crazy things to it. But I like the Wii. It's simple. The user interface is easy to understand. You still have access to all your Wii games and all your eShop titles also. And you're gaming on a Nintendo console. Come on, that's a no-brainer. I hope you enjoyed my non-technical look at the Nintendo Wii being used on a CRT television. If you made it this far into the video, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.